Don't buy these 5 Rolex. And why? Think twice before investing in these 5 Rolex watches. While Rolex is synonymous with luxury and excellence, some models may not be worth the price. From the Yacht Master 2's questionable resale price to the Milgaus's limited functionality, we will uncover the truth behind these 5 Rolex models. Learn what might make you not want to buy these particular Rolex watches. Your wallet will thank you. Prepare yourself to get to know the facts about some of the most exquisite wrist watches. Watch number 5. The Rolex Air King. Reference number 116900. Rolex is known for its consistency. It keeps manufacturing watches, changing the style, and other things. And it does not keep its audience bored with unexpected surprises, but some of its watches have not been up to the mark. One is the Rolex Air King, a fine watch that doesn't match its price because of its simple design. As a Rolex fan, you would love a unique design with some great features, but the Air King does not provide them. The latest price of this watch is $7,581. Moreover, it has a very vague style with a casual vibe, designed for pilots with a great history. But if you talk about its durability, I would rate it 4, as you would get better watches than this in the same amount. Talking about its dial, it's like a regular watch and it won't impress its buyers. The dial's prominent 369 marks make it look like a standard piece. Its value does not match it, making it a less universally appealing choice. Compared to other Rolex watches, the Air King has a lower value due to its less popular status among its audience. Secondly, the 40mm case size might be too large for the purchasers, as most prefer a smaller watch to a loose one. This is one of the main reasons many suggest you avoid the watch. This watch is time only, which may not be attractive to buyers who prefer watches with additional features, such as date, chronograph, or GMT functions. Regarding practicality, the Air King 116900 has quite a few flaws. For example, it achieves a magnetic resistance of up to 1000 Gauss, which could be inadequate for workers exposed to powerful magnetic fields. Besides that, the watch is water resistant up to 100 meters, which makes it unusable for deep water diving and pressure and water activities. In addition, market demand and trend analysis do not rank well on the list. Of course, the Air King 116900 is not well known as the Submariner or Daytona, which affects its resale value. Furthermore, watch trends are pretty dynamic, and it is possible that the now fashionable Air King 116900 model will no longer be considered trendy a few years later. Watch number 4. The Rolex Explorer 2, reference number 216570. The Rolex Explorer 2 comes with a white dial, which looks like a cool piece manufactured by Rolex. But let me explain its flaws. This isn't for someone who likes a different design instead of a normal one. It is a discontinued model, meaning that it is no longer available. It can cost you about $8,129. However, its specifications show its case size is 42.7 millimeter, lug to lug is 49.9 millimeters, and thickness is 12.3 millimeters. These features make it a larger watch, as most audiences do not prefer. It can also be bulky and less fitting for more occasions than other sizes. Moreover, the Explorer 2 216570 could be very hard to come across from authentic Rolex retailers. Hence, there is a tendency to buy from tricky sellers, which exposes one to fake watches. The watch's ability to withstand water is the next thing to look at. However, this does not mean it will allow you to dive deep into seawater or use high-pressure water activities. It is intended for only 100 meters of water pressure. Also, this watch tends to have a slight inaccuracy in time, and its time telling may change with temperature and position. Similarly, the 216570 Explorer 2 could lack residual value compared to many Rolex designs, such as those of the Submariner or Daytona. Moreover, the flip side of owning the watch and selling it back is the production numbers are slightly higher for this watch, and they are not exceptionally hard to find. If that is your usual style, you can consider other luxury watch manufacturers like Omega or Breitling. who may offer similar watches at cheaper prices. Lastly, servicing the Explorer 2 216570, mainly replacing the movement or other in-depth parts, can be expensive. It also demands regular servicing to keep running well, which contributes to other watch costs. Watch number 3. The Rolex Yacht Master 2, reference number 116680. Moving on to our next watch, the Rolex Yacht Master 116680, a classical watch with a design that includes colors like blue and white, making it quite aesthetic. This piece costs about $16,881, which means it's not a typical piece. And indeed, it isn't, as it comes with unique features like the regatta timer, which lets you set a countdown for competitive sailing. But this is the thing, this feature is minimally used in daily routine. It has a large body compared to other Rolex watches. If you look at it, you will find it attractive, as its color scheme boasts a nautical vibe. But if someone is spending a considerable amount of money, they should also have a check on its features. However, if you examine its case, you will see that it is the oyster type, with dimensions significantly increased to a thickness of 17.5 millimeters and a width of 44 millimeters across the middle section of the case. Today, people prefer a case that is around 40 millimeters, which would often fit their wrists. The review sample was in 904L stainless steel. It is 100 meters water resistant and has a trip-lock crown. Notably, the pushers for the chronograph are not screwed down, though the crown boasts of the trip-lock feature. Maybe this is not quite an issue since the depth rating is 10. Now, here's where things get essential. When buying a Rolex Yachtmaster 2, one must consider its position on the resale market. However, you may not get a good resale value as with other Rolex watches such as the Submariner and the Daytona. In 2022, Yachtmaster 2's model 116680 has been said to be, on average, resold at 60 to 80% of its original price. Given the structure of the watch, its state, and how rare the copy is, if you decide to purchase the watch for $40,000, you could only sell it for between $24,000 to $32,000 in the future. Watch number 2. The Rolex Milos, reference number 116400GV. This watch undoubtedly has a unique look with that bold orange lightning bolt and the green sapphire crystal. The latest price of this watch is up to $9,644. However, the watch's green sapphire crystal and orange accents may not be stylish and trendy in the future. This watch was initially designed for scientists and engineers who usually work around high magnetic fields. This is not to say that the watch's magnetic resistance might not be as important to most customers as it is to the company. If your workplace is not entirely appealing to magnetic force, the watch's magnetic resistance would not seem to be among the most critical factors. Moreover, the Rolex Milos 116400GV is a highly sought-after watch with a high cost value. One of its major issues is its retail price of around $8,000. Additionally, customers would not appreciate this watch's value if they compare it to the other Rolex watches like Submariner and Daytona. It is important to note that the Rolex Milos 116400GV is not an everyday or even annual watch for most people, so it can be considered a specialty watch. Its magnetic resistance is tailored for sectors such as science or engineering and may not be a priority for most customers. However, the watch also has some problems. The green sapphire crystal can collect scratches and damage during usage. The Rolex Milos 116400GV can also be challenging to repair or service due to its limited movement and magnetic resistance capabilities. This could also result in increased maintenance charges at some point in the future. Watch number 1. The Rolex Datejust 41 Two-Tone, reference number 126333. For $15,005, you are looking at a solid luxury watch. But two-tone pieces don't hold their value as well compared to other stainless steel models. If you are considering buying the Rolex Datejust 41 Two-Tone, Reference number 126333. There are some important things that you should know. Maintenance is a factor that ought to be considered in this case. The official Rolex website indicates that the watch should be serviced every 5 to 7 years, costing between $500 and $1,000. That does cut down on the costs, but it's a pretty hefty fee if you don't continue to wear the watch for several years anyway. Now, let's talk about the watch's two-tone design. It's pretty stylish and prestigious, but there is a big chance that it may not look as good or appealing to most customers if it doesn't follow the trend. The steel components can also scratch or wear down over time, impacting the watch's appearance and resale value. Speaking of its resale price, the Datejust 41 two-tone is not quite as excellent as the other Rolex watches on the market. Selling on Chrono24, you can earn back 60 to 80% of the watch's original sale price, depending on how it was used and how exclusive the particular type of watch is. If you are looking for a watch with a reasonable resale price, this isn't the one. These 5 Rolex models are so fancy that the glamour of classic wristwatches can quickly draw you in. They may be stylish, but can also have many adverse effects and disappointments. From terrible resale value to being very expensive to maintain, these Rolex watches are not what they seem. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button and share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more such videos.